Hello, expert investors. We're going to talk about 3 of the untold reasons why prices are increasing so fast in the GTA and what you're going to do about them to profit, to avoid overpaying, and to still get great deals in the marketplace, just like we're doing. So, this has been a common conversation. It's probably the #1 question we're getting in the last couple weeks, the last couple months. And I know you hear me say #1 question all the time, but every time we get a question multiple times in a span of a week or two, we always make a video to talk about it because we know it's top of mind for you. So, big things, the biggest reasons why prices are increasing so fast. Rates. So, interest rates are down 1.5%. So rates are down 1.5% in total from last year. And that's a prime rate. So Canada's prime rate, where the banks use that prime rate to determine what your interest rate will be, went down multiple times last year by a total of 1.5%. So that's huge. So what that means is at today's prevailing interest rates, if you could qualify for $500,000 last year, at today's rates, you can now qualify for, I think, $590,000. So because rates have decreased, you can now qualify for $90,000 more in mortgage, which means people are getting the most they can for their money. They're paying more money, and that's putting enormous strain on the market. So if rates were to tip up a little bit, it may balance that out slightly. But there are other repercussions to that we don't have time to get into today. If rates increase, although it might cool the real estate market, it can do some damage to our economy and to federal debt payments on other levels. Again, we don't have time to talk about that, but for now, know that rates have plummeted essentially. I'm seeing new interest rates at like 1.5 to 2%, and for more experienced investors, 2 to 2.5%, which is dirt cheap. I have 4 mortgages myself under 2%, which is crazy. Okay, so #2. Salud. #2, population growth. So this one we know, right? Population growth is through the roof. And many people think that because of COVID, things have stopped and slowed down, and they have a little bit. However, there is an enormous wave of immigration just waiting to get in because they are filling out their applications, getting ready to go and getting to the last step, and just waiting for the doors to open again so they can come in. So that wave, although it's slowed down, isn't going to stop. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you see it, our Canadian federal government really wants immigration. They want some new voters. So it's creating more demand for housing. But why? Now, a lot of the immigration we get is of higher quality. We're letting in good people who have money and can buy right away. So that starter home price point, that 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 700,000 price point, that's really the meat where everybody can, I shouldn't say everyone, where most people can qualify for. And people are coming into the country and being able to qualify immediately. We just helped someone on our own team, Shweta, our assistant. If we're helping you with real estate and you're active with us, you probably know Shweta because she's handling all our paperwork and offer transactions, and she just bought her first house. So congratulations, Shweta, if you're hearing this. She's been in the country for 3 years, and she's already ready to buy a decent sized home in the GTA here. I won't say where and for how much because I don't want to give out her personal information, but that stuff's happening all the time. So not only are we getting lots of immigration, we're getting quality immigration, and they want to buy, which puts more strain. So you think there's a lot of buyers out there, and every day, every week, every month, more are coming on the market, and that creates a short a short of quality housing on the market. So every year we're short 10,000 housing units, and that keeps adding and adding and adding every year. And the new construction can't keep up. So we are short housing because of immigration, because of a lot of other things, and that's why. Okay, so you needed the full explanation. Okay, so inflation. Salud. Inflation is through the roof. Okay, so we got rates are down, population growth is up, and inflation is up. So what's inflation? You hear that all the time. Inflation. The Canadian government is printing money like it's going out of style. Or I don't even know what descriptive word to use anymore. But let me put it to you in concrete terms. The total national debt equals 1.5 trillion with a T. Our national debt is $1.5 trillion, okay, with a T, trillion. 1 trillion was added in last 2 years. So of that $1.5 trillion debt, 1 trillion of it was added in the last 2 years. So it took us, I don't know, how old is Canada? 150 something years old. It took us 150 something years to get to 500 billion. And 2 years under this liberal government to get to 1.5 trillion. They've tripled our national debt in just 2 years. That causes inflation. And with all that money floating around, and most of it still hasn't floated, or I shouldn't say float, but been absorbed into the economic cycle, with all that extra money floating around, it's getting hidden in assets. Okay, things are going up, gas prices are going up, hydro is going up, property prices are going up, property taxes are going up, everything's going up. Okay, and that's what happens with inflation. So what do you do about it? To me, it seems like a two or a multi-headed monster, but for this conversation, two heads or two-pronged problem. We have rising prices, and I'm telling you why prices are going up, but we also have this economic issue where your money and your cash is becoming less and less valuable every day. Okay, we've all heard the saying that cash is king. Well, as of today, sorry folks, but cash is trash. You need to get out of your cash and put it into an asset. So, and a very popular asset, obviously, is real estate. And many of you might be saying, well, if it's gone up this much, is it going to keep going up anymore? And that's a good question, but it's the wrong question. The question you need to be asking yourself is, what's the alternative? Okay, what's the alternative? If it's not real estate, then what? You just leave it in the bank and let it die? I know that, you know, it seems safe there. And you might have 100 grand in the bank, and next year you're still gonna have 100 grand, or maybe 101 or 102 when they pay you, you know, 1 or 2% interest. And it seems like your money's safe, but in reality it's not. Because everything else around you is rising in price. So you can't buy what you could this year with what you had last year. Meaning with 100,000 last year, you could have bought this much, and with 100,000 this year, you can only buy this much. It's not exactly that prices are rising around you, it's that your dollars are becoming worth less, which means it takes more dollars to buy all the things that we're used to buying. Okay, so what's the alternative? Do I buy stocks? Can you control them? No. Do you know when they're going to go up and down? No. If we knew that, you know, we wouldn't need to invest in anything else. But what's the typical return? Check it out for yourself. I'm not here to tell you stocks are bad, but take a look at a historical return. Take a look at people who had invested their RSPs, 401ks in the US, and see what's happened. If you want to follow their results, go and get it. Now, you want to put it under managed money. So they should do better because they're professionals. check out the results. Do your own research. I'm not here to crap on other investment styles. For me, I like real estate because it provides control. I'm in control of the property. And if I have to choose someone to be in control of my financial future, I vote for me, not the professional behind the office. Because in real estate, you really just need a grade 6 education. You need grade 6 math, you need grade 6 English. What you do need is some adult style communication skills. And sometimes it takes a few hard lessons to learn that. If you have grade 6 math, grade 6 English, and some at least average or above average communication skills, you are going to do fantastically well in real estate. So how do you buy when prices are increasing? Well, we buy and we make sure we cash flow. And yes, you can still cash flow at higher prices because as prices are increasing, so are rents. So just because prices have increased doesn't mean rents have stayed the same. As prices have increased, rents have come up also, which still allows us to cash flow. Now, were we making more cash flow last year and 2 years and 5 years before? Arguably, yes. But what are you going to do? Wait until there's no cash flow? So the alternative is what? Stocks, managed money, Bitcoin maybe. Not a bad idea. I like alternative hard currencies, gold and silver. Great, fantastic. But what do all those things miss? None of them give you income or cash flow like real estate does. And when it comes to things appreciating in value, real estate's great for that. But the best part about it is it gives you cash flow. We have, I don't know, 16 or 17 properties or so, and a bunch of income coming in, and lots of cash flow. Cash flow is helping us live the life we want to live. And one day when I retire, those properties will help me live a good lifestyle, okay? A lifestyle that I design. So that's what real estate gives you. And maybe real estate here isn't right for you. And I want to be fair with you and say there are other opportunities outside of Ontario, even though I can't help you outside of Ontario. But we have properties outside of Ontario. We have some properties internationally, and they do pretty well. You know, different advantages and different disadvantages. But real estate, especially leveraged real estate, where you can put a down payment, 20% down, 80% leverage, or whatever, and buy with income and create cash flow, increase the value if you do improvements. That investment model is, to me, the best you can get doing part-time. There are other investment models in business, in other types of a higher ROI, where higher ROI exists, but they need more of your time and you need specific expertise. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to do real estate. With 2, 3, 4, 5 properties, you can make a change in your lifestyle that's going to last generations. Your kids will be praying to a picture on the wall of you. Oh, thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Nonna and Nonna. Thank you, Aunt Rob and Auntie Liz or whatever, for buying this real estate and leaving it to me because I would never be able to afford this property on my own. That's the kind of generational impact it can have. And that's what I want for you. Okay? So that's what we do. We help investors buy properties. We coach them, help them manage them on their own, or coach them and teach them the systems we use to manage ourselves. We teach them how to manage the property manager, because just because you hire a property manager doesn't mean you just let it go. You have to learn to manage the manager, right? So we do that, and basically, without getting into a long sales conversation, 4 words. I think it's 4 words. Yeah, 4 words. We got your back. Okay? We got your back. When we help you buy a property, we don't just say, hey, you closed? Peace. Call me when you want to ready to buy your next property. No, I'm harassing you. Hey, did you get it rented? Hey, where's your ads? Send me your ads. I want to make sure that you've made the right description, the pictures are good. I want to see the results. Or did you charge enough rent? What are you going to charge for unit 1? $1,600? No, I think you can get $1,800. I'm on you because it's a win-win type of relationship that we want to have with you, because the more you win, the more you're going to come back and want to invest more. And that's how our business grows too. So I think I've spoken enough today. I wanted you to know why prices are rising and what we're doing about it. We're doing well. And if you're on the outside looking in, it sucks. You got to get in. Time is not on your side. Okay? Get in and let time do its thing for you. That's what's going to give you the wealth, the freedom, and the cash flow to enjoy life the way you want to live it. Okay? Talk soon and salud.